Hello and welcome to Council Recap, where we take the content of council meetings and give you the breakdown. I'm Kelly Moody. The meeting began with a presentation on a sustainable community strategy for transportation from Southern California Association of Governments Metro Planning Representative. The next presentation was on the unification of the Hawthorne School District into a kindergarten through 12th grade district. The presentation provided an explanation on how the unification could occur and the impact to the existing elementary schools of Lawndale and Lenox and to the Centinela Valley Union High School District. The Hawthorne President's Council presented a check for $8,000 to the Chief of Police for the K-9 unit. The money was raised by their annual community dinner, civic groups, members of the community and businesses, and organizations within the city. In the resolution portion of the meeting, approved resolution number 7752 declared September 22nd as Women's Equality Day in the city of Hawthorne. Approved resolution number 7753 supports Senate Bill 350, Senate Bill 22, and California's leadership in advancing a strong and healthy environment and economy. Collectively, these bills are aimed at reducing greenhouse gases and promoting affordable housing, public transportation, and job creation. Approved resolution number 7756 approved and ratified the acceptance of the fiscal year 2015 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, which furthers the United States Department of Justice's goals to provide funding to local law enforcement to prevent and reduce crime and violence. In the public hearing portion of the meeting, the Council approved the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report for 2014. The report describes how the city spent their Community Development Block Grant and home funds. In the ordinance portion of the meeting, ordinance number 2094 was read for a second time. The ordinance would create a streamlined permitting process for small residential rooftop solar energy systems if approved. Ordinance number 2097 was presented for its first reading. This ordinance would amend Chapter 2 of the Hawthorne Municipal Code, creating an Airport Zoning Commission to provide recommendations of airport hazard areas to the City Council. Ordinance number 2098 was also presented for its first reading. This ordinance would amend Title 17 of the Hawthorne Municipal Code. Title 17 discusses the sale of alcohol. If this ordinance is approved, some of the vocabulary would be altered to reflect present-day policies. Ordinance number 2099 was presented for its first reading as well. If approved, the ordinance would change the zoning regulations for businesses providing personal cosmetic services, such as barbershops and nail salons. Ordinance number 2100, which received its first reading, would permit taxpayers who operate home-based businesses to potentially be exempt from paying gross receipts-based tax for past years should it be approved. Going forward, these home-based businesses would be required to pay the gross receipts-based tax amount. In the city manager's consent calendar, the second progress payment for All American Asphalt was approved. This money will come from Measure R. The Energy Efficiency Climate Action Plan was also approved by this council. This meeting will provide a guide for how the city will meet carbon emissions reduction goals. The purchase of 35 shotguns from ProForce Law Enforcement Incorporated for the police department was also approved by the council. The fourth progress payment due to Great Scott Tree Service of Stanton was approved and allocated through tree trimming funds. The council authorized the Director of Public Works to contract MSL Electric for intersection widening to take place on Inglewood Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard and traffic signal construction on Inglewood Avenue. Bids for intersection widening and traffic signal construction projects were opened and accepted in the city clerk's consent calendar and authorized in the city manager's consent calendar. The fourth progress payment due to Zumar Industries was approved with funding through allocated gas tax funds. The council also approved the acceptance of a 2-foot-wide right-of-way dedicated to a portion of the lots along the east side of Prairie Avenue between 117th Street and the 105 freeway. This designated area is in compliance with the American Disabilities Association accessibility requirements. The council approved a loan agreement for $35,000 to the Hawthorne Successor Agency to cover costs associated with the completion of a fiscal consultant report. A second loan agreement was also given to the Successor Agency for $112,000 to repay the State Department of Finance. In the City Attorney's consent calendar, one claim was granted. Thank you for joining us for Council Recap. Remember, you can watch City Council meetings in their entirety by going to www.cityofhawthorne.org/council-videos. See you next time.